In this week's Weekly 5, I want to start off with a study that Stanley Milgram did in the early 1960s. And the overall purpose of the study was to look at the impact of authority on people's behavior. And so what he did is he had subjects come in and he had them be the teacher in a particular scenario. And anytime the student got something wrong and the student was in a different room, they would give progressively more intense electrical shocks, up to the point where it even said on the panel that it was potential of death to the person in the other room. And so they wanted to see how far people would continue to do this if they had an individual tell them to keep moving forward. And so despite a lot of angst and distress that might be taking place, 65% of the people kept doing it all the way to the end, where they thought they were giving potentially lethal shocks to somebody in the other room. Now, there is a little YouTube clip that I have a link to in this particular email as well that I recommend that you go look at, that kind of shows the process of this particular experiment. But I think that the issue here was not so much that we have individuals that have some deep-seated emotional vacancy. I think really what it is that you have somebody in place that dresses the part, that advertises to you that he knows what he's doing, wears his lab coat, and tells you to keep moving forward, is that we tend to trust and believe in the competence of that individual. And I think that's true in whatever we do. We advertise by the way we dress. And so when we go out, if I'm going out on the weekends and I've got a cut-off shirt and I'm working out in the yard, basically in a lot of ways I'm advertising that this is the weekend and I'm working. But if I go in and I want to make a presentation or make a difference someplace in a group, I want to dress the part that through the profession and through the culture sends a message that I want to be sent. And so as professional educators, we need to be aware of that too. Whether we're interacting with parents or our colleagues or the students, is that how we dress is going to be very important. And here is, I think, the basic area. How you dress sends a message. It tells how important you think your job is and the value you place in others. If you go into a classroom or you go in as a principal and you're not dressed the way, everybody's going to pay attention to the way you're dressed. And it sends a message. And so we need to be aware of what message we are sending there. The other thing is that if you dress professionally, it increases the level of competence that people automatically perceive you have. I oftentimes joke, but it's really not a joke, but I say that I dress well because when I dress well, I don't have to be as smart. And that's very much true. Is that you have, you're sending a message that you know what you're doing and you know how to make things move forward immediately. Then if I walked in wearing shorts and a tank top, I would have to actually be competent instead of just being perceived as competent. I also want to kind of do a little quick shout out. Gracie Reyes out of Brownsville ISD had her daughter drop by and told me that Gracie watches these. I appreciate that. Kim Marshall, an old longtime friend in Longview ISD, came through there, and even my dad sent me an email this week and let me know he enjoyed the Weekly Fives. If you enjoyed the Weekly Fives, the best thing you can do is forward it to somebody else. We'd like to have whatever impact we can have, even through brief little clips that we present.